Hello, hello, good evening.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, good evening, teacher.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing today? Are you ready for the class?
Yes, I'm ready. A little bit tired. What about you?
Also, I am tired, but we are almost finished the week, right? Today, tomorrow is going to be Friday, so almost finished the week. And welcome to the class, and thank you so much for asking. How are you doing today, Diego and Idalia?
For me, teacher, I feel so good because today is a productive day, and I don't know, maybe I slept in the afternoon, and I really activate today.
Excellent. Did you already eat dinner, Diego, or not yet?
Not yet, teacher.
No.
Only drink coffee.
Ah, okay. So, welcome to the class. Monica and Carmen, how are you today?
Good evening, teacher. My day is good.
Excellent.
Uh, a little busy today. Uh, and to little tired.
Okay, what about you, Monica?
I'm fine, teacher. Very excited.
Tired.
Excited.
Excellent. Joanna, how are you doing today?
Hello, good evening. I'm very fine. Thanks. A little bit tired, but I'm fine.
Excellent. And Josue, how are you doing, Josue Rivas? How do you feel today?
I'm fine, teacher. Are you, teacher?
I am also kind of hungry because I want to eat my dinner. Over here, I had pizza, but I have to eat dinner at the end of the class, right? So I have to wait.
Okay,
So
teacher.
nice to meet you, everybody. So just I am waiting because still right now, just we are 10 students, so we have to wait for the other 10, right? Almost 14.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, Harold. How are you?
I'm fine, teacher.
Excellent. What about you, Jose? How do you feel, Jose Mejia?
So I feel great, you know, a little tired, but I think it's good.
Excellent.
Yes.
Jocelyn Carcamo, how do you feel today, Jocelyn?
Hi, teacher. Very good day.
Okay, excellent. Dennis, nice to see you. Dennis, you didn't take the classes yesterday, right?
Yes, coach,
How do you feel today, Dennis? How are you?
uh, so coach,
But you're ready for
because
the
I
class,
feel,
right?
kind of, because I feel so sick.
Sick. Do you have flu or what do you have?
I have a headache
A
right
headache.
now.
And did you
Yeah,
already
coach.
took, or are you taking some pills or something?
Yeah, coach, I did some bills, but um, it's kind of complicated, you know.
So my recommendation is that you can sleep more, right? So maybe that can help you.
Yeah, but
So, mhm,
I had to receive my class.
mhm. Welcome, Dennis, to the class. And also, Anna. Anna, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, teacher. And the same like Dennis, I have a headache.
Imagine you had a headache and today we are going to have an evaluation.
Oh, teacher. No,
No, I'm kidding.
tomorrow.
Don't worry, I'm kidding. Just today, just a practice, okay? No evaluation. Don't worry. I was kidding. Don't worry. Paola Hernandez, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Did you already eat dinner, Paola, or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, great. So basically, almost everybody, you like to eat at the end of the class at almost 9 p.m., right, people?
Yes, sí.
Okay, so welcome to the class. Today, basically, I am going to tell you the schedule. First of all, we are going to have a listening practice that is part of the book. So we are going to check this listening and we are going to do it together. After this, we are going to continue with the explanation that we had for the topic that we have been studying, that it was the passive voice. So we are going to continue with more practice about the topic because basically we are going to be full focus on the topic the next week. Just yesterday and today, basically is going to be part of the introduction, okay? Also something that I am going to tell you is that today we are going to have a little practice. The practice is going to be for the online evaluation that we have for tomorrow, okay? Because as I told you on Friday we are going to have every Friday an evaluation. But before that, I really like that we can practice, right? If we can practice, we can get a better result for the evaluation for this Friday. And also, as you know, the next week is going to be the last week that we are going to be together in this level. So that means that we have to hurry up a little bit because the next week is going to be the last one. Just to make sure, and I am going to ask specifically to Stephanie, if do you have the same problem in Google Classroom or what happened, Stephanie? Because I don't know if they were able to help you.
The problem was fixed, and now I can join the classroom, but I don't know if you can repeat the what is the homework. I'm not sure.
Okay, don't worry. So besides this, besides Stephanie, there is another person who has problems with the Google or with this application or no?
No, teacher.
No?
No, for me it's okay.
Okay, because just in case, right, you had any problem with this, let us know because we can find the best solution. And just in case, I am going to take just a couple of seconds to check this Google Classroom, okay? That we can check this together and remember that for the homework that we had over there, you can do it until Sunday. So you have time right now, don't worry. So let's see, I am going to try to share this screen and let's see. Okay, here we go. Is this one, the Google Classroom. Okay, so everybody, are you able to see my screen right now or not yet?
Yes, teacher.
Yes?
I see the screen.
Okay, so this is Google Classroom, right? Sometimes if you check this in your smartphone, if you had an iPhone or a smartphone, it can look kind of different. However, I am going to show you basically what are the homeworks, okay? The homework assignment. First of all, over here, if you see that says Intermediate 6, Teacher William, don't worry, because over here is, if it is not my name, don't worry, because Teacher William is my coordinator. So it's going to be his name, okay? So that is not going to be any problem. So over here at the top, it says trabajo de clase in Spanish. So you are going to click on that and you are going to see basically the homework, right? Over here, I want to show you the following. Right now, just I had a question. What are the homework assignments that you have to deliver? Just one or the unit 12 or the 14? How many? Do you remember? The last time that we had the conversation, we told us that you have to deliver, you have to do the homework 11, the 12, and the 13.
13,
Just
yeah.
this. 14, not yet. 14 is going to be for the next week. So just 3, okay? 11, 12, and 13. My recommendation is that maybe, right, on weekends, if you have free time or today at night, you can do this together. You can do the homework. And over here, for example, you click in the 11, it's going to show you the homework, right? And let's see. For this one, for example, for the 11, I remember that you had a problem, right, with this exercise, with exercise number 2. Because as you remember the picture, it was very small, right? For example, I am going to click over here in the unit 11, you have 2 homework, okay? So in this one, in the number 1, if we click on that, this is the homework. So you can do it whenever you want. You can create a document and you can just send the document in the same over here. That is the number 1. However, in this one, in the number 2, I remember that you told me that the picture is kind of small, right? So even though you do this, sometimes it's kind of hard to see the picture. Just in case, I sent this picture on WhatsApp, and I am going to do it one more time, okay? So that you can do the homework number 2 on the unit 11. That is this one. So over here, I am able to see how many people has already delivered the homework. For example, it says that 9 people has already delivered the homework. 9 people I had already give it to you back, right, with the grades. So, he calificado 9 nada más. Me faltan otras 9, me faltan 7 que entregué. So, over here, we are able to check this. And remember that this is part of the evaluations, right? And that is going to help you because at the end of the day, it's part of the grades of the evaluations that you have. Also, on the unit 12, over there, just you have 2 homework, one more time, 2 homework assignments. And this is one that is very easy. It's something that we have checked on the classes. And also the number 2. Over here, I am able to see that just 15 students, they had already delivered the homework. It's missing 10. 10 students, they haven't delivered the homework. So I am waiting for these 10 students. And over here, it says that it's Marcia. I am able to see, for example, that is missing Paola, Stephanie, because she has problems, right? With this, but it's missing Paola, Stephanie, Dennis, Jocelyn, Diego, Aleida, Joanna, Iris, Gabriela, and Harold. So they haven't delivered the homework. So guys, you have to work. You have to work on the homework because, for example, Angie, Jose, Rosa, Carmen, and so on, they had already sent me the homework. So you are missing, okay? So you have to work on that one. And the last one is this one, the unit 13. On this one, also there are 2. So you can just click on this and you can see the homework, right? And for this one, just 7 people, they had already delivered the homework. Just 7, that is Marcia, Alvin, Monica, Gloria, Rosa, Josue, and Angie. They had already sent the homework. And still for this one as well is missing Paola, Stephanie, Dennis, Jocelyn, Diego, Aleida, Kelly, Joanna, Mario, Idalia, Ena, Iris, Gabriela, Jose, Harold, Miguel, Carmen, y Alejandra. So you have to work on this and you can do it today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So for Sunday, I hope that on Sunday you had already delivered the homework. And for the unit 11 is missing, let's see, who is missing for the 11? Paola is missing, the 11, Stephanie, because she has problems with the Google Classroom. Dennis, you have to work Dennis on the 11, 12, and 13. Aleida, also Joanna, Iris, and Gabriel. Okay, so with this information has been said, do you have any question about this or something that you would like to change or something that you don't understand? Tell me.
No question, teacher. Thanks for answer my question.
You are welcome, Stephanie. Just in case if you had any problem, for example, right, in this one, in the number 2, teacher, I am not able to see the exercise number 2 because it's too small. Don't worry, I am going to send on WhatsApp. And if you had any problem that this one, teacher, I am not able to see this, don't worry, tell me, and on WhatsApp, I am going to send you this information because, for example, this one is very small, right? Sometimes maybe if you do this, still it doesn't show you the information. So questions, Dennis, Joanna, Paola, Gabriela, everything is okay? Or do you have any problem with Google Classroom or to get access to this?
In my case,
Tell me, Joanna. And after Joanna, Dennis?
okay. In my case, I have done the unit 11, but I haven't uploaded yet.
Okay, so don't worry, Joanna. Tell me, Gabriela or Dennis?
For me, it's everything okay, coach. I have to work on that.
Gabriela?
To me, it's everything okay. I will do it on weekend.
Okay, sure. Listen, I understand everybody, and don't take me wrong, okay? And I do apologize if you consider that it's too much homework or something. Don't worry, okay? I understand that you are very busy, okay? Because you have to work, you have to take care of your family, you have to do this and this. I know that is difficult for you, and I really appreciate that you are doing the best, because sometimes, imagine, I know that you have to travel, sometimes you are very sick or you are tired and to take classes, and you have to do the homework. So I understand that it's difficult, okay? And that's why we have time. We can do it on weekends. I am not pushing you. You have time. You can do it whenever you want until Sunday, okay? So let's continue with the class, because we had already checked this, and I am going to show you the book, because as I said, at the end, at 8 p.m., sorry, at 8 p.m., we are going to have an online practice. It's going to be just a practice that you can be ready. So everybody, I am going to play this listening, and it's related to what we have been studying, that is related to the movies, okay? And we are going to listen this. After doing this practice, also we are going to check one more time the topic that we have been studying since yesterday. So over here, we are going to listen these two characters, that is Casey and Grant. They are the students that they are going to talk about things that often happen in movies. Sometimes in movies, many things happen, and we are going to number the parts, okay? So we can say this one is number 1, or this is number 2. So number the parts of the movie in the order that they mention in the listening, okay? So for example, over here we have just the number 1 that they had already, that is already here. So we are going to listen the number 2, number 3, and number 4, and also the number 5 in the order that they mention according to the movies. So I am going to play this, and if you are not able to listen, let me know.
Page 93.
Are you able to listen? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes,
teacher.
okay.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you.
Exercise 4. Listening. It was too predictable. Part A. Listen to Casey and Grant talk about things that often happen in movies. Number the parts of a movie in the order they are mentioned.
So, what did you think of the movie?
Well, the acting was good, but I thought it was too predictable.
What do you mean predictable?
I could tell what was going to happen even before it happened on screen. All of these action movies have the same basic story.
I don't think so. What about Star Wars? That movie is totally different from this one.
Well, okay, this movie is set in Washington, D.C., not in space, but the basic formula is the same. First, the main character is introduced, the good guy.
Right. We had Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, and in this one, we have the President of the United States.
Exactly. Then a problem is presented, right? Usually the problem is bad guys who do something wrong and the good guys have to stop them. That's when the action really starts.
Of course, because it's an action movie.
Right. So, like Luke has to save Princess Leia and fight Darth Vader. Or, like in this movie, the president has to fight enemy soldiers trying to take over the White House.
And then, something bad happens, and it seems like all hope is lost.
Exactly. In this movie, it seemed like the president was winning, but then the bad guys kidnapped his family.
And in Star Wars, Princess Leia's planet was destroyed.
But it's all really just a test of our hero's strength and determination.
Wow. Okay. It really does seem like there are some similarities. So then finally, we get to some good stuff, like the president setting a trap for the enemy soldiers.
Yes, a new plan is put into action. Remember how the Death Star spaceship had one weakness? Luke and the rebels plan to destroy the ship.
And in the end, the bad guy is defeated. Luke destroys the Death Star, Princess Leia is safe, and Darth Vader is spun off into space.
Thank goodness, right? And in this movie, the president's family is saved and the soldiers are sent to jail. It's a feel-good ending.
And that's the most important part.
Okay, it was kind of long, right? So we are going to just check together. As far as I was able to listen, what is the first part of the movies? Most of the time, that is very common in the movies. Do you know by any chance?
The main character is introduced.
Exactly. So that is the most common, right? Almost in every movie, the main character is introduced. So that is the number one. We are going to place the number over here just in case. The main character is introduced. So besides the main character is introduced, what is the second part of the movie most of the time that they mention?
A problem is present.
A problem is presented. Exactly. Thank you so much. So basically that is the most common, right? The second part, that a problem is presented during this. Okay, there we go. So everything is okay right now. So the next one, what happened when after the problem is presented?
The
in
bad
movies?
guys, the Fed.
Something bad happens and all hope is lost.
Exactly. So for me, to be honest, the bad guy is defeated. That is the last thing. At the end of the movie, most of the time, the bad guy is defeated, is vencido, ¿verdad? Defeated. So in this case, Anna, yes, something bad happens and all hope is lost. So that is the number 3. And so if that one is the number 3, which one is the number 4?
The number 4 is a new plan is put
A
in.
new plan is put
into action,
into
right?
action.
Excellent. So a new plan is put it into
Finally,
action.
the bad guys is the Fed.
Exactly. So most of the time, if you see some action movies, that is what happened.
Teacher, is 4, no 5. There are only 5.
My bad. So sorry. I am kind of sleepy right now. So it's number 4. And the last one is going to be number 5. Just in case, we are going to check one more time because also over there they mentioned some movie examples, right? So we are going to listen just to choose the movie examples. As far as I remember, they mentioned also Star Wars. So we are going to listen and also over here. This is the order that we had. Number 1, the main character is introduced. Number 2, a problem is presented. Number 3, something bad happens and all hope is lost. Number 4, a new plan is put into action. And number 5, the last one is the bad guy is defeated. So we are going to listen just in case if something doesn't match or you consider that the order is different, let me know. And also we are going to listen the movie examples that they mentioned during this conversation. So just in case, let's listen one more time and let me know if something different happened.
Page 93. Exercise 4. Listening. It was too predictable. Part A. Listen to Casey and Grant talk about things that often happen in movies. Number the parts of a movie in the order they are mentioned.
So, what did you think of the movie?
Well, the acting was good, but I thought it was too predictable.
What do you mean predictable?
I could tell what was going to happen even before it happened on screen. All of these action movies have the same basic story.
I don't think so. What about Star Wars? That movie is totally different from this one.
Well, okay, this movie is set in Washington, D.C., not in space, but the basic formula is the same. First, the main character is introduced.
Okay, so we are okay on that one, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, the main character is introduced.
Character is introduced.
Good guy.
Right. We had Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, and in this one, we have the President of the United States.
Exactly. Then a problem is presented, right?
Okay, so that is the number 2 or no?
Yes, a problem is
Yes.
presented.
A problem is presented. Okay, so let's listen the number 3.
Usually the problem is bad guys who do something wrong and the good guys have to stop them. That's when the action really starts.
Of course, because it's an action movie.
Right. So, like Luke has to save Princess Leia and fight Darth Vader. Or, like in this movie, the president has to fight enemy soldiers trying to take over the White House.
And then, something bad happens, and it seems like all hope is lost.
Okay, so that one is number 3? Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes. Something bad happens.
Yes, right? And all hope is lost. So let's listen number 4.
Exactly. In this movie, it seemed like the president was winning, but then the bad guys kidnapped his family.
And in Star Wars, Princess Leia's planet was destroyed.
But it's all really just a test of our hero's strength and determination.
Wow. Okay. It really does seem like there are some similarities. So then finally, we get to some good stuff, like the president setting a trap for the enemy soldiers.
Yes, a new plan is put into action. Remember?
Okay, so a new plan is put it into action. So that is going to be number 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yes?
teacher.
Okay.
Remember how the Death Star spaceship had one weakness? Luke and the rebels planned to destroy the ship.
And in the end, the bad guy is defeated. Luke destroys the Death Star, Princess Leia is safe, and Darth Vader is spun off into space.
Thank goodness, right? And in this movie,
Okay, and as you can listen, the bad guy is defeated. That is the last one, right? Over here, we had basically the movies that they mentioned, that some of these movies I don't have any idea. However, the most important was the order that they mentioned, how some parts of the movie, they take place, right? This order. So before we continue, since this was just a practice, I would like to ask you, yesterday at the end of the class, before we got to sleep yesterday, do you remember which was the topic that we were talking about yesterday?
The passive voice.
Passive voice.
The passive voice, right? Yes. And what is the passive voice? Can someone just tell me something a little bit? What is that? For what we use the passive voice?
Is there something talking about for the action? Is a use the verb in past participle.
Excellent, thank you. So that is something very essential that you mentioned. The verb is going to be in past participle.
Past participle.
So that is something very important. So, and what is going to be the auxiliary over here? El auxiliary is going to be always the verb to be.
Verb to be, yes.
It's going to be is and are. So, but my question is for everybody, what is the purpose of the passive voice? When I am going to use the passive voice? Do you know?
Repeat, please, teacher.
Yes. When I am going to use the passive voice. So what is the purpose of the passive voice?
Is describe the action for the in past? Maybe?
So the passive
Describe
voice
process.
describe
When
process.
it's more interested the action than the person, no?
Exactly. So the passive voice is more focused on the action. And it doesn't it doesn't focus on the subject because as you remember yesterday, we mentioned that when we are talking in an active voice, there is a difference. It focuses on the subject, but in a passive voice, it's going to be different. So I am going to place an example of an active voice. Also, as I told you yesterday, this is most common use when you are using grammatical articles. However, it's something that we need to know. Okay, so an active sentence can be a standard sentence, a normal sentence. So we are not going to complicate our life over here. So, and also I'm going to place that we can make a comparison between the passive voice. Remember that this is just a review because yesterday we were checking this. Okay, so an active voice, una oración normalita. My car is repaired. Okay, so my car is repaired in your house, for example. So this is an active sentence, right? Because I am talking about my car. My car is repairing your house. However, if I want to check this sentence in a passive voice, it's going to be kind of different, right? How do you imagine that it's going to be this sentence in the passive voice?
He repaired my cars in your house.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I was not able to listen to you, maybe for the internet connection, and I do apologize. So let me place over here the example one more time, and just give me one moment. Okay. So the example, my car is repaired by Harold, for example. And the other example is Harold repairs the car. Okay, so over here we have two sentences. Looks like they are the same, but they are different in the meaning. My car is repaired or is repaired by Harold. Harold repairs the car. Do you consider that is something different, or what is the active and what is the passive voice?
The first one is the passive voice.
Is the passive voice.
The first one is the passive voice. Why?
Because the
Because
action is
Because
past
the
participle.
Because it's the
verb
interest in
the
the
verb is
action.
in past participle.
Exactly.
is prepared.
Exactly. So there are many ways that we can check why the first one, the number one, I am going to place the number over here. There are many ways that we can check why the number one is the passive voice, right? First of all is because repair, the verb is in past participle.
Past participle.
That is first of all. Also because over here, the person that mentioned this is focused on the action that is repair. As you can see, even the subject that is Harold, it is not so essential in the sentence, and that's why it's even at the end. And even if I want, I don't mention Harold because the most important for me is that the car is repaired.
Okay.
That is the most important on the sentence. If I want, I can say by Cocolito, by whatever you want. But the subject is not important over here. However, in this one, that this is just a normal sentence and it's an active voice, se le llama active voice a las oraciones normales, ¿verdad? Active voice. Why? Because over here it says Harold, the main character, el actor principal de mi oración, ¿quién es? Harold.
Harold.
¿Qué hizo Harold? Repairs the car. So
Harold,
over
the subject.
Teacher,
Harold mecánico, right? Tell me.
maybe in the number one is the passive because he's focusing the action in the repair. Maybe in number two is focusing the person. Maybe in the Harold in this case.
Excellent. Thank you. Good explanation. Thank you so much. So if you want to focus in an easy way, is this one, right? That's why, as I told you, one or two times that you have to know the verbs in past participle. Most of the time, if you had the chance to read books or to read articles, you are going to see this story is written by Harry Potter. This book is created by Harold. So most of the time in books and in articles, the passive voice is placed, and most of the time when we talk, we don't usually use the passive voice when we talk. However, in English, there is a way that we can do this. So one more time, right? As we mentioned yesterday, tell me, Diego.
Maybe, for example, in passive voice, maybe to create, maybe the how do you say libro? I don't remember. The book is created by Harold. And for example, active voice is Harold create the book.
Excellent. Very good example. As you can see, that is one of the best examples. Yes. If you want, Diego, do you mind to send the example on the chat, please, that everybody can get access to that one? That is another good example. So yesterday, as you remember, also I sent this practice on the chat, right, that we had on WhatsApp. However, as you know, over here we have two business and they are different. So yesterday we were checking this one, the passive voice, and I am going to be honest with you. The passive voice is a big, but a really big topic. It is, wow, amazing, because over here, as you can see, we are checking the passive voice, pero el auxiliar está en presente. So also we have the passive voice in simple past, the passive voice used in the future, the passive voice in perfect. So there are many options. However, right now we are not going to be, complicated, right? Because if not, it's going to be a nightmare for you. So just we are focused on the present. So for this one, right now, since the first one is understood, we are going to check the second one. For this second one, what is going to be different is that basically we are going to use the verb be, the past participle. However, the most important right now is going to be a modal. You know the modals, right? Because we have been checking the modals. And thank you so much, Anna and Diego, for the examples that you sent over there in the chat. Thank you. So over here in this second one, and I need your full attention, we are checking the modals, and it's going to be a combination, the modals and the past participle. Something that you are going to check is that over here in this one, you are not going to be using is or are, because remember the following. Over here, you are not going to use is or are, because every time that you are going to use a modal verb is going to be next to just be, or you can say to be. So in this case, every time that you are going to use a modal, el verbo to be va a estar tal cual como es, be. No va a poner ni is ni are, okay? So every time that you are going to use a modal verb. For example, do you mind maybe Stephanie, or yes, Stephanie, to read this example, the drawings?
The drawings might be changed 10 times.
Thank you. Do you know what is the meaning of that in Spanish? The complete sentence. Can someone translate the sentence in Spanish? Los dibujos pueden ser cambiados 10 veces, ¿verdad?
10 veces.
¿Alguna vez ha dicho usted una expresión así en español? ¿O no?
As per what I remember, no, coach.
No,
No.
no, in the case, no.
It's weird, right? Because it's really weird. Sometimes we don't use the passive voice in Spanish. However, in English, yes. And I am going to give you some funny examples that we are going to start with this explanation that we can be on the same page. And let's see over here, I copied examples. And thank you one more time to Dennis, Anna, for sharing those examples on the chat that we have. Okay, so first of all, what we mentioned one more time is that over here I am going to have a line. When you are using the modal, the verb to be is going to be en su base original, right? No va a poner ni is ni are. So that is different when you are using the modal, and also the verb is going to be in past participle. So over here I had a question, this one. A sentence, sorry, example. So this one, las pupusas se podrían cocinar en comal. Can someone please provide me this sentence in English? Just I want to translate this sentence in English. Do you have any idea?
For example,
the proposal could be
you can raise your hand, right?
in comma, on comma.
Tell me, Alvin. I couldn't listen to you.
The pupusas could have cooked it on comma.
Okay, remember that in this case, you have to use B, next to the modal.
Possible.
The
The
pupusas
pupusas could be
can
Have to be.
cook,
Have to be cooked.
could be cooked on the
Cooked.
command.
Or Kamal.
Tell me, Diego.
I don't know if it's okay, but the pupusas could be made on a command.
That is also a good example. I had mine. Pupusas might be cooked on the comal. It is okay for you that one or not, people? Or if you want, we can use could as well, because we are talking about probabilities or possibilities. Pupusas could be cooked on the comal. It is a good example or no?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, as you can see, during the passive voice, when we are using modals, what I told you is, one more time, the verb has to be in past participle, and we are using be as an auxiliary. So I am going to share these examples on the chat that you can get access to this, that you can also check these ones. So I had another one, and I would like that maybe someone can tell me this one on English, and I am going to place it over here. Let's see, and this one. So can someone tell me this one in English? The movies?
The movies could be recorded 25 times.
Excellent, thank you. So the movies 25 times by Harold, for example. So, sorry, Harold. Harold, you had a good name. I like it. So Harold is going to be my example. So the movies could be recorded 20 times by Harold. So do you consider that Harold is very important in the sentence, or we can take out Harold?
Take out.
So it says movies could be recorded 25 times. It doesn't say who is
No
going to
tiene ni gris, ni color gris.
Hello?
What?
Okay, so over here is mentioned that the movies can be or could be recorded 25 times. It doesn't mention if Harold, Anna is going to record the movies 25 times, because the action that is going to be recorded is in passive voice. So one more time,
Better,
as I
teacher.
said, tell me.
Better, teacher. I'll never forget these topics.
So in this case, how I am going to create this sentence in an active voice. Okay, over here is in passive, pero si la quiero pasar activa, ¿cómo lo
By
puedo hacer?
Cocolito, moves could be recording 25 times.
By Cocolito, vamos a quitar el by, ¿ok? Porque by
Oh.
solo es para enlazar.
Cocolito,
So, Cocolito.
could be recording. Or record.
So any idea how we are going to place this one?
Colito could be recorded movies 25 times.
Okay, is okay in this way or
Iba
no?
a ir, negro.
¿O no?
Llévese la basura. No, no se.
Que tengo la mía también.
La mía, por favor.
We're speaking Spanish.
Okay, so what do you think? Is this one a good way that I can place this one in an active voice or no?
I think no. I think no, teacher.
No, why no?
Because for me it's in passive voice too, because has who could have recorded the verb always in past participle.
Anna, what do you think?
Maybe you can say the movies could have been recorded 25 times by Cocolito. It's like that.
That is in passive voice, and that is okay. However, we are checking this if we can place the sentence in the opposite, in an active voice. So active voice, how is going to be?
We need to use is or in this sentence. I think.
Excellent. So,
To be.
so Cocolito
Are recorded, I think, or is recording.
is recorded
Movies 20 times, 25 times.
25 times. Okay. So esta es una oración normal activa, ¿verdad? Cocolito is recording movies 25 times. Normal. However, if I want to change to a passive voice, movies could be recorded 25 times. Las películas podrían ser grabadas 25 veces. It doesn't matter the subject. If you want, I can take out Cocolito because we don't care about the subject. We care about the action in the passive voice. What I want that everybody we can understand is that every time that we are using modals is going to be next to the verb be in su forma standard, right? And the verbs are going to be in past participle. Just in case, people, do you mind to just share an example on the chat? Right now, I sent to you 2 examples on the chat that we had here. Can you please provide me 1 example using the passive voice? In this one with is and are, and another one with the modals. For example, Ena and Diego, they share 1 example. So I would like that you can share 1 example using the modal. Modal be and past participle, the same way that I sent to you on the chat. Can you please do that? So you can share an example over there on the chat. Just in case if you don't know some verbs in English, I send 1 more time on WhatsApp the list that we had, okay? Thank you so much to Stephanie, Dennis, and Anna. Those examples, they are perfect. Thank you so much. Jose Rivas, that example is good. Remember that just the verb clean has to be in past participle. Le falta la ed at the end.
Okay, coach.
Also, let's see, Miguel, picture has been taken in Africa. Thank you. However, in that case, Miguel, remember that we can use the passive voice. For example, pictures may be taken. So it's not being, just be.
Coach,
Just tell me.
just out of curiosity, can I say he make me more strong than me?
Anda,
Or
mi
no?
princesa bella.
No, because you are making a comparison when you say that is stronger than me.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
That is for comparison, a no ser que usted quiera hacer una oración con la passive voice using the maybe.
Okay.
Thank you also so much, Paola and Alejandra, Miguel, and Joanna, and also Idalia. So for Idalia and Paola, remember that what we are doing right now is to place the verb with the passive voice. For example, in the case that you had over there, Paola, I am going to send to you one more time this one. Let's see. In that one. The example that Paola provided me is good. However, the verb has to be in past, Paola. In past participle. For example, you can say my favorite movie could be finished and ed at the end of the verb. It be finished now. So just is missing the ed at the end of the verb. Now it's better, Paola. Thank you. Thank you also, Jose. Thank you also, Carmen and Gloria. Let's see.
Teacher, for example, my dad could be repaired the car.
Also, could be repair my car. Or my car could be repaired by my father. Okay, so thank you everybody for your example. So over here, I would like that we can do it together, this practice, okay? As I told you one more time, today just is part of the introduction of this topic. It is a big topic. So the next week, we are going to continue with this one because today I don't want that you can get stressed, right? Because too much information, don't worry. So do you mind, Angie, to read the number one that we had over here? This one, where it says first.
Okay, teacher. First,
Give me one moment. Give me one moment, sorry. I am going to share some vocabulary that we need to know before the reading. And let's see, over here in the chat. Okay, so if you want, you can help me right now, Andy. Thank you.
first storyboards to have drawn by a story artist for some movies over two 200,000 storyboards might have drawn.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so just in case, also over there in the chat.
Try.
Yes, you are going to be the next one, okay? So just in case, over there in the chat, I sent some new words, okay? On the chat, I sent this new vocabulary. If by any chance you don't know something, tell me, but these words, maybe they are not familiar with you. So just in case, I sent this new vocabulary on the chat. So for the number one, that Angie, she was helping me. Over here, it says first, storyboards. So, and we had the verb draw over here. So first of all, since it's going to be in passive voice, why I am going to use are? Because the storyboards is in plural, right? If you are able to see this, it is in plural over here. We have the S. And draw, that is the verb. The verb is in simple present right now, so I have to place the verb in past participle. That is going to be?
Draw it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So first storyboards are drawn by a story artist for some movies. Over 200,000 storyboards might, over here we had what? The auxiliary, right?
May have.
If we had the auxiliary, what that means? ¿Qué significa si tenemos el auxiliar? ¿Qué va a ir next to that?
We need to use
By.
Be the
Be drawn.
normal form. Be
Exactly. Thank you so much for
drawn.
Stephanie and Anna for helping me. So if we had the auxiliary, we have to use be, and the verb has to be in past participle one more time.
Drawn.
Okay, thank you so much. So Alvin and Diego, you are going to be Diego the number 3 and Alvin the number 2.
Okay. Next, the storyboard need to is placed in order. No, it's R because it's plural. Placed.
Look at the two need to be.
Exactly, thank you.
Need to be.
Need to be.
Okay, why? Because this is another one that I am going to show at the top, but we are going to continue first of all with this exercise. So Diego, can you please continue with the number 3?
Okay.
Teacher, excuse me, for this sentence, I'm not sure because when I say need to be, and this is a passive voice, right?
Yes.
Next, the storyboard need to be placed in order, but maybe you can say need to place in order.
You have the two options, and over here they place B because you have two, right? Si no tuviéramos el two, no tuviéramos que usar B. But in every time that you have two, has to be the next one verb be. So as you said, Anna,
But
you can
it's
use
correct
just
the
B.
form that they have been said, right?
Yes, exactly. So
because I say be because we are talking about the passive voice, but when I see that when I say place on like Alvin said.
Exactly, need place in order. Yes, so that is a good option as well. So Diego, can you continue with the number 3, please?
Okay, number 3. After the storyboarding process are completed, touching up?
Are completed, right? Are completed technical?
It's a process is only one after is complete. Teacher is not a singular process.
Exactly.
One process.
That is a good observation because over here we don't have, even though you had S, that doesn't mean that it's plural, right? Because if we had process, so over here, as Anna says, is completed. Thank you so much. So let's continue with the next one, Diego. Directors must
hired.
But what is missing next to must?
Are hired.
Must be.
Must be.
Must be.
Remember that when we are using the auxiliaries, these modals, the be has to be en su forma estándar. Must
Teacher,
be.
I have a question.
Tell me.
In the number 3, it says after the storyboarding process, it could be was completed because it says after.
Okay, so that is a good option. You know, was completed, we can do that. However, that is the passive voice in simple past. That is another business. So right now, just we are doing this in simple present because if not, you are going to get confused if we check the simple past. However, next week, Angie, I am going to tell you that yes, that is another option in simple past. However, in Spanish right now, we can say después de las historias o del proceso de historias completado, los técnicos o directores consideran contratar personas, right? They must be hired. So, thank you for that one. So number 4, who wants to read the number 4?
Me, teacher.
Sure, go ahead.
Then the essence and characters have to be created on the computer by technical directors.
Thank you. Give me one moment because he got to stop this, so have to be. Okay, so number 5. Anna, maybe you can help me with the number 5.
Okay, says finally, movement is added to the scenes by animators. In addition, the scenes are populated with background characters
Mhm.
is added.
And in the bottom is
And the
going to be
others are
R, right?
populated.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
Why we are using is, and in the other one we are using are? Simple, because as you can see over there, one is in plural and another one is in singular, right? Over here. That's why in one we use are and in the other one we use is. So for the number 6, maybe you can help me, Joanna,
Me,
with the
teacher.
number 6. You can continue, and Joanna is going to help me with the 7. So tell me the 6, please.
Okay. First temporary scratch
Oh, sorry. Give me one moment.
voice
Uh-huh.
are recorded.
Are recorded, yes.
Sometimes scratch voice are so good that.
Okay, thank you.
That
And
they
in
are
the
not,
next one, they are?
they are not replaced.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So number 7, John. Thank you, Harold.
Okay.
Okay.
Later, professional actors are hired to record the character voices.
For some
For
movies
some
and studios.
movies, studios hire famous actors so their names can be used
Yes, thank
as
you.
a marketing tool.
Thank you so much. Number 8. Who is going to read the number 8? Any volunteer? Miguel, continue.
The lines are rehearsed, and the same line is recorded in different
Excellent.
ways. Okay.
So let me place it over here.
Teacher, that's the correct pronunciation of that word.
No. As far as I remember, let me remember right now. It was, are you through here, as far as I remember. I am going to show you just in case. So we can check together because that is a uncommon word. And let me check over here just in case that we can check together. Give me one moment. Okay, I am going to show you just in case because that is a good question. That one in Spanish is ensayo or ensayar, that one specifically. So are you able to see my screen, Miguel?
Yes.
Yes.
Rehearse.
Yes.
Rehearse.
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 So it's like a rehearse, right?
Rehearse.
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 Thank you.
Rehearse.
One more time.
Rehearse.
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 So that is the pronunciation for that one. Rehearse.
Rehearse.
What is in Spanish, that one?
Ensayar.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Miguel. And for number 9, over here, can someone help me with the last one, number 9?
Me again. I want to try.
Then.
Number 9. Finally, the best recording is chosen for the final movie.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, it's chosen for the final movie. So, one more time, as I said, don't worry right now because as far as I can see, it's going to be one of the topics that we are going to continue checking together in the next unit. Also, I am going to show you right now a practice that we are going to have. So Let me double check if I can send the link also on WhatsApp, okay? Because sometimes if you don't have a computer, you can do this in your phone. So let's do this. And on WhatsApp, you will get the link, and I am going to show you right now over here on the computer, okay? So because it's almost 8 p.m. and I really want to practice this because as I said, the next week, we are going to focus more on the passive voice. And I don't want that you can get confused with too much information. So over here, people, are you able to see my screen right now or not yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course.
Okay. So this is one of my favorite practice since we can get ready, right? For the evaluation for tomorrow. So tomorrow, the evaluation is not going to be a surprise because it's going to be the same, almost the same, okay? So over here, as you know, you have to place your email, right? Over here, your name. And what else? Below that, simple questions that we have been studying. Do you remember that we had the opportunity to talk about business? And we were talking about what is your favorite business or what make a business successful? So you are going to provide over here 5 ideas. Over here. Also, you can describe what kind of business would you like to have, right? You are going to describe. Over here, for example, this is the question, what kind of business would you like to have? Teacher, I would like a hot dogs. That's all, teacher. Next question. No, right? You have to explain why, because if not, doesn't make sense. The last time, there were some students that they write just a simple answer and that's all, solo por salir del compromiso. No, you have to make a full answer. Also, do you remember about this? For, since, because of. Also, we are going to write one sentence in positive and one in negative, using for or using because. This is very easy, right? That you can write just one sentence over here. I like pupusas because they are delicious. And in negative, I don't like pupusas because they are not delicious. So just an example using the connectors. Next one. Describe an advertisement that has stuck in your mind. Do you know what is stuck? Atascado, right, in your mind. Describe one advertisement that you remember. For example, do you remember that we had a conversation to talk about Colgate, the chiqui that we were remembering? So you are going to describe what is the commercial or the advertisement that you remember, right? And the next question, it says, which of the pet peeves do you have about people you know? So you have to mention, you can mention 5 or 8. Do you remember what is pet peeves?
Sonidos molestos.
Sonidos molestos son
O,
actitudes
no,
molestas.
algo que te molesta. Ah, ok.
Uh-huh. Actitudes, something that is annoying for you. Which of the pet peeves do you have about people? For example, teacher, I don't like that my sister, she likes to talk when she is eating. Teacher, I don't like to go to the bathroom when I am eating or to kiss someone who doesn't brush the teeth. So those are pet peeves, right? Something that annoys you, something that you don't like. This is the question that we were talking yesterday. Tell me about that, a movie that has been stuck in your mind. What is your favorite movie, right? It's just, that is something that we were talking yesterday. And also vocabulary. Recuérdense que estas palabras las vimos. So I would like that you can please, over here it says that you have to write a synonym of this word in one sentence in English. For example, do you remember what is us, what is milestones, everlasting? So those words, we have been checking this one on the book as well. And just the last part, that this is a piece of cake that you are going to write a sentence using should have, must have, would have. So something that you have to remember, that the sentence has to be in positive and negative. So you are going to write one in positive and one in negative. So basically, these are what we have been studying since last week, right? And this is not something that is a surprise because, as you know, we have been checking this information and I can show you where. For example, we start the unit specifically on this one over here. Do you remember that we checked this one?
No.
Pet peeves. What drives you crazy? Are people push too close to me on the subway? So these are the pet peeves, something that is annoying for you, something that you don't like. That is a pet peeves. I am giving you the answers. So also over here, we have been checking what else. Let me see. We checking yesterday. Also, we have been checking this one, the milestones. What is a milestone? Also, we have been checking that. And what else? Over here also on classes, I remember that we were checking the vocabulary. So that's why it's very important that you have to take notes when we are checking this explanation, right? Because, for example, in this reading, do you remember that we take some words, for example, everlasting? We talk about that. And what else? Basically, something that we have been checking over here in the book. Also, what makes a business successful? Over here, you have some options, right? What makes a business successful? And all the questions and the information has been taken off the book. Ya usé la pasivoy, han sido tomadas del libro. So, questions, is difficult or do you consider it's going to be easy?
My headaches turn on a migraine right now.
and this is just a practice. Tomorrow the evaluation is going to be beautiful. No, it's going to be almost the same.
An hour isn't
You are
time
the same
enough.
like my teacher from the university. That he when I start to make the homework or the exam, he say, okay, right now we have the exam in beginning since the first class, and he never finish. But I understand, teacher. I understand. So I think that we have to study for a lot topic for tomorrow.
Okay, so don't worry, okay? Don't worry because the teacher loves you. It's going to be easy tomorrow. This is just a practice. So, guys, take the time. We had until 9 p.m., okay? Tómense su tiempo. Tenemos hasta las 9. So, over there, you have the link on the chat and also on WhatsApp. So, take your time.
Teacher, you hate me.
And God bless you. No, I love all my students.
An hour isn't time enough.
Exactly. So this is a gift for Christmas, right?
It's a test very large.
It's easy. Está bien fácil porque todo lo hemos visto en clases. So we have checking on classes. For example, the question number 1.
But my brain is lost.
Y que la fuerza te acompañe.
For the question number 1 and number 2 is easy. We talk about business, what makes a business successful, what is the business that you would like to have. I remember, for example, Carmen, ella vende topollillo, so that is the business that she has.
El correo lo tendré bueno.
For the name, right?
Nombre.
On the Gmail.
For example, to describe an advertisement, right? You can talk, for example, los comerciales de Canal 12, right? That you remember.
Yeah.
This one, the question, which of the pet peeves do you have about people? That is easy because you can remember, for example, what do you like about people, right? For example, I don't like, and I can say over here that one of my pet peeves, we say that pet peeves is something that you don't like from another people. I don't like to watch people kissing next to me, for example. That can be something annoying, right? Eso puede ser algo que les moleste. I don't like to watch, sorry. I don't like to watch people kissing next to me. That is number 1. So number 2, and I can continue. So one more time, as I said, these are something that we have been checking on the classes. So don't worry, it's going to be easy and take your time, okay? Tenemos hasta las 9, until 9 p.m.
Teacher, I'm a little confused. This is only a practice or is the exam?
No, just a practice.
Okay, teacher. Thank
Don't
you
worry.
very much.
The exam is tomorrow.
Yes, the evaluation is tomorrow, Friday. And tomorrow is going to be easier than this one. So don't worry.
I don't believe it.
I like when the teacher say it's very easier.
Lo mismo dicen los alumnos que tengo en la US, en la universidad. Teacher, ya no está de regalito. It's easy. It's very easy. This is just a gift. You know, it's something that we have been checking, right, on classes. It's not something that is not from the classes. So take your time, please. Let's focus. And we have time right now. If you don't finish today, don't worry, okay? Because this is just a practice. If you had any question, you can tell me also on the chat. So in that way, we don't interrupt the other students, okay? Any questions, tell me on the chat, and I am going to be available. Any question or everything is okay so far?
No question, teacher.
Okay, so take your time. We had until 9 p.m. Okay, don't worry. Take your time. Okay, when you finish, you can tell me, teacher, I finish on the chat. Okay, did you almost finish or not yet?
No yet.
Almost
No,
finished.
No.
Not yet. Okay.
Almost, teacher,
Okay, great.
but only have 3 minutes.
Yes, my recommendation is that if you want, you can continue later, okay? Because it's time to go and maybe you haven't eaten dinner. So you can go, you can relax, you can cook, you can eat dinner, and you can do it later, okay? The practice. Remember that this is just a practice, so don't worry. Because it's almost time to go, right?
Okay, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the eat pizza, teacher.
Yes, right.
Teacher, is necessary to send you or only complete the exercise?
Only complete the exercise because this is just a practice. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
teacher.
Teacher, for me, a lot of it is missing.
Don't worry. You can do it tomorrow or before you fall asleep. Don't worry. It's not necessary. Remember that this is just a practice. If you don't finish, don't worry. This is just a practice for the evaluation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So tomorrow we are going to have this evaluation. It's going to be less difficult. Don't worry. And we are going to stop over here, okay? Because it's time to say goodbye. So we can continue tomorrow. Don't worry, okay?
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
teacher. Thank you.
Okay,
You're
teacher.
welcome.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Everybody had a beautiful night. Take care, okay? See
No,
you
the same
tomorrow.
to you,
Bye.
teacher.
Thank you.
God bless you. All the places that
Good
you
night.
are.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
appetit,
so
teacher,
much.
in class.
Take care.
See you.
Night.